and welcome to Madeleine at the Movies, the Golden Days film review segment, designed to make you feel a little more informed when it comes to choosing what to watch next. I'm Madeleine Swain. Voyage Marie first showed in Australia at the recent French Film Festival, and it's now getting a theatrical release. Also known as On Ira, it was directed by Enya Barou, who also co-wrote the screenplay with Martin Darandot and Philippe Barrière. It follows a fairly well-worn narrative. A dysfunctional family take a road trip and along the way learn truths about who they all are and their relationships, and what they really mean to each other. What distinguishes this one is that it touches on a topic that is perhaps very well deserving of exploration, and one that is actually of particular interest in Victoria right now as new legislation related to the topic is debated in Parliament. You may remember Hélène Vincent from the recent François Ozon film, When Fall is Coming, where she played Michelle, an elderly sex worker who feeds, accidentally or otherwise, poisonous mushrooms to her family. A film that, of course, had added resonance in Australia as it came out around the same time as the trial was underway on the infamous Beef Wellington poisonous mushroom case. Vincent was excellent in that film, slightly mysterious and guarded, so that we're never really sure if her actions were deliberate or not. She's also guided here in Voyage Marie, and I think gives an even better performance as the Marie of the title, a woman who is hiding a great big secret from her son and granddaughter, but only because she doesn't really know how to explain her wishes to them. Pierre Lotin is also good, if not a little typecast, as the not terribly engaged personal carer who ends up becoming more entwined in his charge's life and affairs than he might have liked, taking on the role of Marie's driver so that she can get to Switzerland. Marie's son is played by a suitably gruff and slobby David Ayala, while Juliette Gasquet is perhaps the standout as Marie's granddaughter Anna. Still just a teenager, she's a wonderfully and instinctively natural actor and really impresses as someone to watch. When her family insist on joining Marie on her road trip, she covers up the truth of her state of health, and this point is not only a plot device, but a really important subject. A terminal ill diagnosis, an exploration of the assisted dying laws is already a topic worth exploring, but the film takes this further by addressing such questions as, how do you discuss your decisions or desires with your family? When is the right time, and how do you broach the subject? What about if they're in denial or furious or simply devastated? The film handles this really well, I think, with tenderness, humour and compassion. If you get Little Miss Sunshine vibes as well, you won't be alone, I think. Bon Voyage Marie is rated M, runs for 97 minutes and is screening in selected cinemas now. As is Tenor, My Name is Pati, which is a documentary about the life and career of Pati, the Samoan opera singer who got his start singing in church as a young boy growing up in South Auckland. Written and directed by Rebecca Tansley, Tenor is one of those wonderfully rich documentaries that tells a terrific and heartwarming tale about a most unlikely protagonist. Coming from a large and loving but hardly affluent background, Pati was never your typical classical music aficionado. But blessed with a powerful set of pipes, his pathway to the very finest opera houses on the planet has been full of twists and turns and the odd deviation, as he, his brother and a friend formed a successful singing trio before he focused in earnest on an opera career. All of the people interviewed for the film, especially the Pati family, are lively, lovely and make great on-screen talent. But there are a couple of inconsistencies in the scripting. Early on, we hear Pati talk about the lonely life of an opera singer and how he spends something like 90% of his time all on his own. Now, maybe this is just to throw us off the scent and not spoil some later revelations in the film, but it soon becomes clear that this must be patently untrue, and not just because Pati is married and very happily so, it appears. No, it's more about the trajectory of his brother Amitai's career. He even shares the poster with his brother, as well as a lot of time backstage and elsewhere. That line about loneliness is brought into sharp relief, however, in the beautifully moving sequence in which the singer's family turn up to see an especially important opening night. If Pati's reaction to seeing them knock on his dressing room door doesn't have you discreetly dabbing at your eyes too, well, no one would blame you. And don't worry if you're not particularly a fan of opera singing or classical music. because there's a good chance that even people like that will be converted by a couple of hours in the company of the immensely likeable and fabulously talented Pati. Tenor, My Name is Pati, is rated PG and runs for 104 minutes and is screening in selected cinemas now. And that's all from me for this time. Remember that you can catch up with any missed reviews at the website matm.com.au. Madeleine at the Movies was produced and edited by Blair Purvis. Stay safe and well, and thanks for listening.